Welcome, my political friends of the interwebs. What you are looking at now is a box that I received quite some time ago from the impeccable Colonel Shun Ferguson. And I was lucky enough to meet the good Colonel through a friend of mine on YouTube named Admiral Tony Marano. And I'll tell you what, those two guys are the dynamic duo. They really are. Shun is Japanese, and Tony is, Tony actually better known as Propaganda Buster to most of you, is kind of a Texas, how can I put it, a Goomba, a Texas Goomba. Spent a big portion of his early life I think he was from Jersey or someplace, New York, someplace like that. But anyway, he's an Italian heritage, good fella type of guy. And then he ended up moving down to Texas. I think he's been in Texas for over 30 years now. So he's kind of like the Lone Star State Goomba. But anyway, I got to know Colonel Shun, who wasn't a colonel at the time, actually. He was just Shun. And through some deeds that he did that were so unbelievably impressive, I went ahead and nominated him to the governor of Kentucky to make him a Kentucky colonel, and thankfully the governor obliged. So that's how he became a Kentucky colonel. But anyway, he sent to me this. By the way, this video is long overdue. Now, some of you who've been with me for a while are going to say, what do you mean long overdue? We've seen the knife. We've heard the story about Colonel Shun before. What's long overdue? Well, hold on. Let me show you the knife first. Okay, now, this is the first time I've looked at it since little Miss Krista gave it back to me, so hopefully it's in good shape, and it is. Okay, I don't know that she wrapped that quite correctly, but then I never wrap it quite correctly. And some of you haven't seen this blade. This is a handcrafted Japanese ninja knife that is just phenomenal. It's completely hand hammered. You can see every layer inside of that. It takes a long time to make these knives. But anyway, it was a gift from the Colonel, a token of his appreciation for my friendship, which is greatly appreciated. And of course, I returned the favor, and I sent him a bite my tongue. I sent him a case knife that had the Kentucky Colonel's logo on it. So, anyway, I need to put some oil in this. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, what are you doing not using Rusty's rags? Well, the truth of the matter is this. This is what Shun sent me with the knife. This is such a beautiful, expensive knife, I just kind of thought maybe I would probably be better served to use the product that he sent. Because I don't know. I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with this kind of high carbon steel, this Damascus stuff that they make in Japan. I just don't have a lot of experience with it, so yeah. I can't read this. I have no idea what it says, but it's oil. That much I know. So I'm gonna put a little oil in this blade. But listen, here's the meat of the video. And I know, yeah, it takes me forever. We're already almost 4 minutes before I even really get to the main topic. Here's the main topic, and this is something I've been meaning to do for a very long time. It may be controversial to some of you, but I'm going to make my case, and you can feel free in the comment section to tell me how you feel about it. And that is whale hunting. Because, much like Colonel Shun and Propaganda Buster, Admiral Tony, I am pro whale hunting. Absolutely I am. Pro whale hunting. Of course, I'm a hunter. Of course, you know, with the last name of Hunter, it's not like I had a lot of choice. You know, that's the way it went. You know, I was introduced to hunting at a very young age. And I will tell you that responsible hunting, in my opinion, is a skill that should be passed on from generation to generation to generation. That includes whale hunting. Now, I know that whale hunting has a very, very, very bad rap because you have shows like the one I believe is on Discovery called Whale Wars, which glorifies a bunch of morons, pirates really, harassing whale hunters. That's what they do. That's the whole premise of the show Whale Wars. And of course, they give a very one-sided slant to the whole thing, you know. And it's sad because to me, a whale is food. It's been food for thousands of years. It's food. The Japanese people, along with a lot of people all over this globe, have literally been eating whales forever. Now, are whales endangered like they used to be? No, not even close. Because here's the thing. Lots have changed, but I will tell you this. We don't use whale like we used to. I mean, in the old days, we used it for oil, lamp oil. There was a myriad of things that we used whale for. And whale was a very, very, very big commodity. Huge commodity. And there was a time when, yeah, people got a little carried away with themselves, but that's like anything else. I can remember as a kid in Kentucky, you never seen white-tailed deer. You just didn't see them because people hunted them just about out of, well, hell, to be honest with you, they hunted them out of existence there. They hunted the elk out of existence. Both those creatures were actually brought back by the DNR. Which, by the way, a big part of that conservation money comes from the sale of hunting licenses. Yeah, just saying. So why am I bringing up deer and in the same context as whales? Well, deer is meat, whale is meat. They're both food. They both can be hunted responsibly and provide not only jobs but subsistence. You know, when people go, well, what do you mean provide jobs? How's deer provide jobs? Yeah, listen, there's a whole industry surrounding deer hunting. A lot of people making a lot of money. Okay, and the same thing goes for whales. I mean, you've got a packing industry, meat packing industry. You've got a canning industry. Not to mention the fishermen themselves that are whaling. You know, there's a lot of people who really do rely on that as a source of income to feed their families, pay their bills, and whatnot. So, and as you know, if you know anything about me, you know I'm big fans of people being able to live their lives and raise their families and do whatever they need to do to make that happen. You know. I hate it when the government or any government gets involved in preventing people from, you know, existing. The coal miners, and now I don't want to turn this into coal, but you know what I'm saying. Those poor bastards are all out of work now. Most of them. So anyway, whales. Here's the thing. You know, people have assigned this, I don't know, free willy mentality. They've assigned whales some kind of level of intelligence that really isn't warranted. Okay, it's just not. And you know, the same arguments that were made on behalf of the whales were made on behalf of the deer. I don't remember if it was in the 80s or early 90s, but I remember a time in Ohio when there was a bunch of nut jobs, and I mean nut jobs, who literally on opening day of deer season would show up with pots and pans and they'd be beating them, and they basically were the forefathers of whale wars. They were the forefathers of what's that Sea Shepherd, you know, bunch of morons. But you know, the difference is, of course, the governments, or when I say governments, the United States government and the federal government realized that these people were nuts, for one. Of course, I don't know if this would have happened if Obama would have been president, but they realized these people were nuts, and they really imposed serious fines and serious penalties, and it put a stop to all that nonsense. I mean, you know, because nobody needs that. You get up early, you're waiting, you know, all year for opening day of deer season, and you got some moron running around your deer stand with a pot and a pan, and he's clanging them together. You know, people, you say, well, you know, deer are mammals. They say the same thing, whales. Whales are mammals. Well, so are cows. I mean, really. So these mammals live in the sea. What's the difference whether they live in the sea or live on a barn, you know, in a pasture somewhere? They're food. They're food. That's what they are. They're food. Now, I've never had whale, but I'll tell you what. I'd love to try some. And I don't want to hear no nonsense about mercury or any other nonsense that people try to spew. I would damn sure have me some whale sushi. Abso-freaking-lutely. So to me, it's about hunting. To me, it's about liberty. It's about, you know, human rights. It's about being able to control your food. And if you get your food from the sea, or you get your food from the field or the barnyard or whatever, that's your business. Seriously, it's your business. You know, now should there be some kind of regulations on whale hunting? There should be. I believe there should be regulations on all of it, because I will tell you this, and I know that my libertarian friends are like, "Oh my God!" The fact is this: you have to regulate hunting, because if you don't, there will be idiots out there. I'll give you an example. Not too many years ago, a few years ago, over close to my property in Kentucky, there was 11 does killed, poached. Poached is what they were. And they were dumped on, basically at a cemetery, and the only thing that these does were missing were their backstraps. That's it. That is it. Nothing else. Basically, they poached these deer in the middle of the night, probably spotted them, and they cut the backstraps out, and that was it. They left the carcasses and dumped them all in a cemetery for somebody else to take care of. You know, somebody else to clean up the stench. So, I hate to say it about my fellow human being, but left to their own devices, they most likely won't do the right thing. So, that's the role of government. You say, look, here's a season. Between this time and this time frame, you can hunt and you can harvest X amount of animals. Period. You know, that's it. Simple. It really is that simple. I mean, it really is that simple. So, I don't understand at what point whales became, I know it's a bunch of liberal nonsense, but at what point did whales become this mythical creature of the sea, you know, that somehow had this supernatural intelligence that, you know, should remove them from the food chain? What? You know, what? You know it's bullshit. And by the way, I'm going to go on record as saying that clown Watson, the skipper of the Sea Shepherd, he's an idiot. He really is. He's a criminal, and I hope and pray that he goes to jail. He is interfering with lawful actions. I don't care what anybody says. There's nothing wrong with what the Japanese are doing. Period. Nothing wrong with it at all. So I say, you know, if you got whale, eat up. But, you know, it kills me, too, because you can't. Here's how these liberals do it, too. You can't import whale meat to the United States at all. Now, I don't know. I've heard that there's exemption for whaling for indigenous people of Alaska, a.k.a. the Eskimos. I don't know. But I will tell you that in the lower 48, you cannot get any whale meat. In fact, I think it's a crime to have it shipped to you. Because I thought at one point about buying some online and having it shipped to me, but nobody will ship it here. Because it's a crime, you know, which is so ridiculous. Absolutely freaking ridiculous. So, you know, to me, it's the whales are nothing more than cows of the ocean. You know, and by the way, if they were that freaking intelligent, if they were this truly mythical creature that had this unbelievable intelligence and ability to communicate and all this stuff, why the hell do they even come close to a whaling ship? Because it just seems to me, I wouldn't even think about it. You know, they've got sonar. They got to see ships, be able to hear ships coming. Anyway, I get into all that nonsense, but I will tell you this. Bottom line for me, it's about hunting. It's about hunting rights. And I don't want anybody telling me that I can't hunt North American whitetail. I don't want anybody telling me that I can't hunt squirrel, rabbit, geese, ducks, pheasant, grouse. You know, they're all food is what they are. They are food. So, Shun, you are a prince of a man. Admiral Tony, you know I love you, brother. You keep up, keep it on. Keep on, keep it on. Keep up the good work. And for those of you who would like to see a little bit closer look, you see those folds? That's where they hand-hammered this. That dude, there was a master craftsman who literally hand-hammered this. This is not bullshit. This is not a fake Damascus. This is the real deal. Look at that. Okay, well, I guess the Japanese call this shark, but apparently it's an eel skin or something like that. I guess it's eel or sea ray or something. I don't know. It's pretty cool, whatever it is. So, yeah. Is that phenomenal or what? And the sheath, it's wooden. It's just really cool. It's just very traditional. This is the traditional stuff. Yeah. Awesome. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Go check out Propaganda Buster and Outside Sound, which is Colonel Shoon's channel, and let me know in the comment section what you think about whale hunting. You know, I mean, seriously, let me know. And I'm not gonna get all butthurt if you don't think they should be hunted. But if you don't think they should be hunted, I'd like for you to really give me a reason why. And hopefully that reason is not that they are on the endangered list or any of that nonsense, because most of that's just bullshit. The whales that the Japanese harvest are not anywhere near extinct. So just let me know in the comment section what you think about that, because I would be very curious to know. All right, everybody, take care. See ya!